What have you been up to these days?
What have I been up to? My God, lots of things. Actually, I'm the co-founder of a crowdfunding platform called Keto, and we've been working very, very hard because there's a lot of people that are coming forward, starting fundraisers. There's a lot of people who want to contribute. I think what's amazing is to see so many people wanting to make a difference. So there's a lot of work happening on Keto. Besides that, I'm also working on a couple of scripts which I've been writing, but now I've got the mind space, and the writers have the mind space to just sit at home and write the script. So we're writing. I'm learning how to play the guitar.
And Kunal, right now you are doing so many things at the same time. But if I had to ask you that, who is Kunal Kapoor? How can you define yourself in 2, 3 sentences?
Well, I think it's very difficult for anyone to define themselves because I don't think any of us really know ourselves deeply enough to know why we do what we do. But I think if I have to look at my life, I think there's been two words that have been constant. One is being curious, and the other is growth. So I'm an incredibly curious person. I want to know about everything possible under the sun, and I'm always looking to learn new things.
But growing up, Kunal, did you always want to become an actor? Who inspired you, or was it something else that you were looking for?
Well, I think it was always at the back of my mind. It was something that I was very interested in. I actually grew up in a house which was not from the movies, but my father loved the movies. So I remember him taking us for the movies, and we had a video cassette player, and we had a whole collection of video cassettes. And every night from about 8 to 10:30, 11, we used to watch a movie together. So since I was very, very young, I had movies around me, even though I'm not from a film family. There was a lot of interest in movies in my house. I remember we had this record player, and we had a record of Sholay. And me and my cousin used to get together and do all the dialogue. So I would play Jay once, and he would play Viru, and then I would play Viru, and he would play Jay. So uh, growing up, there was a lot of movies around me, and I think it was like I said, something that I really wanted to do, but I wasn't sure whether it was for me. Uh, I started off. I came from a business family, so I started off helping my father in his construction business when I was very young, and then I moved to the stock market for a year and a half. I worked in the stock market because I was very interested in shares and stocks. So I worked there for a year and a half, and then I remember I realized that that wasn't for me, and I was looking for what I wanted to do. And a friend of mine who was working for a production house called me and said that we're looking for somebody with long hair. Do you have long hair? I hope you haven't cut your hair. So I said, no, I haven't. So she said, why don't you come and audition? So I went, I auditioned, and I went to shoot this ad. And when I was on the set, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be on a movie set. I wasn't sure in what capacity. I wasn't sure how the movie business works, but I knew that I wanted to be on a set.
And from there to Meenakshi, and then Rang De Basanti, and more recently, you were critically acclaimed for your role in Lamha.
Right.
How do you see yourself evolve as an actor, or did you not change at all? You have always been the same.
Well, I do think I've evolved as an actor, thankfully, because when I look back at some of the work that I've done, I'm like, what was I doing? But I think as a creative person, what's really important is to evolve as a person, as a human being, because I think as a creative person, you tap into yourself, and if you're not evolving as a person, I think it's very difficult to evolve as an artist. Now, so I think I've evolved a lot as a person in the last, say, 10 years. And because I've evolved as a person, I've evolved as an artist. And you see that in lots of people around you. I mean, you see filmmakers that make fantastic films. The first two films are very, very good because they have something very important to say. And then they end up making the same thing over and over again because maybe they haven't grown, and they end up saying the same thing over and over again. So I think it's very important to evolve. And, I think I have evolved as an artist, but that has to do with the fact that I've evolved as a human being as well.
Coming to selecting scripts and roles, you have always played unconventional roles. So, how do you exactly go on about selecting scripts? What makes or breaks a script for you?
I think it's a bunch of things. First of all, is what is the story? Is it a story that I'm interested in telling and being part of? Secondly, is it a part that I've never done before? Is it something different from what I've done? Thirdly, is who's making it and why are they making it? You know, I'm somebody that's very passionate about everything that I do, and I find it difficult to work with people that are just doing it as a project. I think it's very important that whoever is working on that film is, you know, this is an important film for them. I think that for me is really important. But I think what really excites me about a script is, and that's the reason I think being an actor is exciting for me, is the chance to look at the world from a new point of view. I think all of us have very different point of view. Your point of view is very different from mine. If I'm playing a politician in Kashmir, his point of view of the world is very different from a hockey player in the 30s. You know, and so if I'm getting a chance to look at the world with a whole different point of view, I think that becomes very exciting for me, because I'm also very curious about how people think, how different people think how different people look at the world. And I think acting gives you a chance to sort of really explore that.
You do not come from a film background, you come from a non-film background, but you suddenly got this ad and things just worked out for you. But from adding, from the ad that you first got a chance to do to getting your first film or getting into theater or becoming an actor, how was the journey? Was it difficult? Is it difficult for an outsider to make a name in the industry?
Well, it was a long journey. I mean, I started off as a production assistant after for about 2.5 years in advertising. After that, I was an assistant director for about 3 years. Then I went and I did some theater for a year. So it was a long journey. It wasn't something that happened immediately. But I have to say that I was rather fortunate, because you know, when I was a production assistant, to make extra money, I used to want to model. And I had dropped my photographs coincidentally in Kunal Kapoor's office, Shashi Kapoor's son, because if there was an ad, I was like, you know, it'd be a great way to make quick money. And some 7 years later, MF Hussain saw my pictures in that office, which were just lying around. He was looking for a new actor, and he came across my pictures, which was a stroke of luck. And I was cast for Meenakshi. And Rang De Vasanti, of course, I went through a lot of screen tests. I went through 3 screen tests. But the fact that I was an assistant director with Rakesh, I think, look, I haven't had an easy ride either. I mean, I started off, like I said, with a stroke of luck. I got lucky, but it's not been an easy ride. There's been ups and downs, and there's been good films, and there have been films which people have not liked. There have been performances which people have really liked and performances which they haven't liked. So it's not been an easy ride for me either. I think what really has kept me going is, I think people who want to become actors have to keep this in mind. One is, of course, passion. Is this something that you really want? Is it something that you really enjoy? I really enjoy storytelling. I want to tell stories as an actor. I want to tell stories as a producer, director, writer. So do you really enjoy what is it worth the sacrifice? Secondly is, I think, persistence and patience. I think persistence and patience are really important. You've got to keep persisting. By persistence, I mean you've got to keep learning. You have to keep getting better at your craft. I keep learning as much as I can. So you've got to be persistent, and you have to be patient, because sometimes, it happens overnight. Sometimes it takes 15 years to happen. Sometimes it takes people, some people have made it in their 50s, and they started off 20 years back, and they've got their big break much, much later. Nowadays, it's much easier, thankfully, because of like online platforms and stuff. But I think passion, persistence, and patience, I think that's really important.
Growing up, when you wanted to do films and you're not in the industry yet, who did you look up to? Who inspired you, and who continues to inspire you today?
Well, growing up, the actors that I grew up on was Jerry Lewis, Kishore Kumar, Amitabh Bachchan, Dilip Kumar, Govinda, so many of them, Amir, Shah Rukh. I mean, there were so many actors that I really liked and enjoyed watching. But I think before and even now, after getting to know him, somebody that continues to inspire me is somebody like Amir. I think he's somebody that's always followed his heart. He's done things which nobody else have the courage to do. And I think that requires a lot of conviction, and it also requires a lot of love for movies and the craft. So I think that is something that I have a lot of admiration for.
Right now, there's a lot of conversation going around nepotism in the industry. What are your personal views or opinions on that?
Well, of course, I mean, if you are from the industry, you have an advantage to begin with. But look, nepotism is not something that only exists in the film industry. It's being projected like this is something that is a problem only in the film industry. It exists everywhere in our society. It's from the smallest shopkeeper to the biggest industrialist in this country. There's nepotism everywhere. It's in politics. It's everywhere around us. But what I think is very heartening is that in the last decade, I think this country is changing. I think we are a country that is not so taken in by dynasty anymore. I think we are more interested in merit, and you see that all around you. I mean, I have a tech company, so I see it all around me in these entrepreneurs. I mean, a lot of these entrepreneurs have set up billion-dollar companies, and they're not from any family or any legacy. In fact, a lot of them are from small towns and small villages, and they've come and they set up these huge unicorns. In politics, our prime minister is not from any dynasty or legacy. In the movies now, if you take a look at the movies, a lot of people that are actors are outsiders. Not from the industry. I mean, they're not outsiders is not the right term. I think people that don't have a family history of the movies. Most of the directors, most of the writers are people without any family history of the movies. So I think it's changing a lot. I think as a country, we're changing. Like I said, we're not interested in dynasty anymore. We're interested in merit. And I think that is great. And even in the movies, I think, look, at the end of the day, the audience is not interested in, after a point, you might get your first break and you might get the first couple of advantage. But after a point, the audience is not interested in whose son or daughter you are or whose relative you are. They're interested in what you're bringing to that screen. Or even as an entrepreneur, nobody's really interested in what your legacy is. They're interested in what sort of value for money are you providing them. So after a point, it really is about that. And, like I said, the beginning might be easier for you as somebody from the industry. But after a point, that doesn't really matter. What really matters is what you bring.
So why did you pick entrepreneurship and why did you pick crowdfunding?
Well, firstly, I've always been interested in business for good, business that contributes. Of course, one of the primary motives of business is to make money. But if while making money, you can give back and contribute to society, I think that for me is the ideal combination. Secondly, I was working in the social space, and I found that there were a number of challenges that NGOs were facing. Firstly, the cost of fundraising was very high. The cost of reaching out to donors was very high. It was very difficult to reach out to donors over and over again. And I happened to meet Varun Sheth at the same time, who had worked in the social space as well. And we both realized that if we could use technology to build a bridge between people that need help and people that can help, it would be something that was powerful. So it sort of fit into everything that I was looking for. Technology is just made giving so easy. I mean, like if you look at this pandemic now, we've raised about 100 crores on the platform. And everybody there's so many friends of mine that have never contributed before. They're contributing for the first time. I have a friend of mine, his daughter's 10 years old. And she told her dad, that I don't want to just sit around. I want to do something. I want to contribute. So she started a fundraiser and she's raised money for migrant workers. So I think what technology, there's, people want to contribute. There's goodness in the world. I think what Keto does and what technology does is it provides you with an avenue by which you can contribute. And I think that's the power of technology. It just makes it easy to do. It makes it transparent to do. Yeah, I think as a platform, we're just facilitators between people that are looking to do goodness and people that need help. Well, we've raised money for a lot of things. Actually, we've raised money for animals. There's a lot of stray animals that usually get fed by people, but during the pandemic, there was no chance to do that. So people have raised money for that. and animal shelters. We've raised money for migrant workers that wanted to go back home. We've raised money for medical workers that need medical equipment, safety kits. We've raised money to provide ration to the underprivileged. So we've also raised money for art schools. We've raised money for a circus that was stranded. So there's been a lot of different projects that have happened, different fundraisers that have happened on Ketto. And like I said, is that right now what's amazing is that I've seen so many people who have never made a contribution, wanting to do something, wanting to make a difference. So people have come together for very, very different causes and raised money for so many different things on Ketto. And the great thing is what I hope is that this desire to help, this desire to contribute doesn't change once the lockdown opens. I hope it's something that becomes permanent. Our mission at Ketto has always been, how do we make this country a more charitable country? How do we get more people to contribute? How do we get more young people involved in the social space, to make a difference? And I've seen that change in the last couple of months, and I hope it's something that continues even after the lockdown's over.
Kunal, we talked about you being an actor and you being an entrepreneur. What are the few learnings that from acting that you have implemented in your entrepreneurial journey, or vice versa?
It's very strange, but there's a lot of similarity between being an entrepreneur and being an actor, even though it might not seem like that. Firstly, it's both. In both cases, you have to be creative. As an actor, of course, you've got to be creative. But even as an entrepreneur, if you're looking to change something that's existed for years, you have to be very creative to be able to do that and tell your story. So creativity, of course. Secondly, is you have to be ready for rejection. When you do a movie, you put in all this work, you work for a year, and then suddenly on Friday the movie releases and everyone's like, this is trash. I don't like this. What were they thinking? Similarly, on your journey as an entrepreneur, as somebody that's looking to set up a tech company, there will be a lot of rejection, which we faced. I mean, when we started off as a platform, we went to a lot of investors and they were like, what is this? This is rubbish. Nobody in India is interested in giving. So you have to be ready for rejection. And thirdly, I think you have to have a lot of self-belief. As an actor, requires a lot of self-belief to be on that screen and put yourself out there. As an entrepreneur, you have to really believe in your idea. Because like I'm saying, there'll be a lot of people that are like, this is rubbish, what are you guys doing? But, if you have self-belief, then you can go on. And finally, I think what's really important is to listen to your audience. Because you might make a film which you might think is great and the audience might be like, this is rubbish, but you have to understand why the audience feels the way they do. And even as an entrepreneur, you have to constantly take feedback from your audience. If the app's not doing well or the platform's not doing well, you have to keep taking feedback and know how to change it. So you have to be very receptive to your audience and, really listen to your audience.
I mean, we just discussed that, you are a celebrated actor, you're an entrepreneur, you are a trained pilot and a fitness enthusiast. So what aspect do you enjoy the most? Which role do you enjoy playing the most?
Well, an actor, because it allows me to play a lot of roles. I think that's something that I really enjoy. For me, storytelling is, I think, the most important thing. Even as a young child, I was an introvert. But when I heard a good story, I would get very excited. I wanted to narrate it to everyone. And I think that hasn't changed. So I want to tell a lot of stories as an actor, director, producer, writer. But I think all of them appeal to different parts of me. So being an actor is something that takes care of the creative side of me. Flying, racing cars, surfing is something that takes care of the adventure part of me. Being part of Ketto is something that takes care of the business and social part of me. So I think as an individual, it's very important to have cater to different parts of yourself, not just cater to one part of yourself, because that makes you very sort of unidimensional. Like I said, I really want to grow, so I want to cater to different parts of myself. And I think each and every one of them is important because they cater to different parts.
What's next for Kunal?
Well, I just finished a film. It's called Koi Jaane Na, and it's come for T-Series with a new director called Amin Haji. And it's very different from anything that I've done, and I think it's very different from it's very unique. It's a very unique story. In fact, this is one of the stories that I really chased. Amin is somebody that I've known, and he narrated the story to me, and I really sort of, I got after him saying that I really want to do this. I don't usually do that, but I really enjoyed the script. So that should be out soon. I mean, we're waiting for this to end, or if it doesn't end soon enough, then it'll be out on the platform. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how people react to that, because it's very different from anything I've done.
Okay. And of all the roles that you've done so far, which one is the most memorable or the closest to your heart?
My God, there's so many of them. It's very difficult to sort of choose which one. I just had so much fun making Rang De Vasanti. I had so much fun making Aaja Nachle. I really enjoyed a film that was very close to my heart. So many of them. It's very difficult to choose one part, because, like I'm saying, I think as an actor, you bring a part of yourself to every part. And it's very difficult to choose which part of yourself you really like and don't like. There was a film that I did which was called Veeram, which was in Malayalam and Hindi. That was a chance to do something which I've never done before. It was a chance to play Macbeth. It was a chance to, I'm usually always cast as the very good guy, as the guy who's trying to make peace. And I had a chance to do something completely different. So as an actor, that was very exciting.
Okay, I think that was all from my end, Kunal. Lovely conversation. I personally enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it as well.